We're going live now.
Hello there.
Hello.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of World of Tanks podcast, or better to say, WOTcast. So, this one will be a little bit more different than what you might be used to already, as you probably noticed there aren't any face cams around. Don't be worried though, we did prepare. There is, as you can see, a video loop running in the background if for some inexplicable reason you would like to stare at the same screen for about 2 hours or so. And that's a compilation of our latest videos, changing about every 10 or 15 minutes or so. Talking about videos, I think that most of you out there, and hello to everybody once again, are pretty familiar with our videos, with our series. Pretty sure you bumped into some of them over the last couple of years. However, I think that perhaps not many of you are aware of who are these people who are behind the videos, who are these mystery guys.
Who are these scrubs, man?
Yeah, man. So that gave me the idea to do this podcast, and who knows, maybe you get to know them a little bit more after tonight. So without further ado, let me quickly introduce my guests for tonight, starting with a gentleman who has one really popular series compiling of absolutely over-edited and amazing videos. Mr. OneAndOnly016, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you. Yes,
Thank you very much for joining us. Continuing with another really famous person who kindly enough gave me permission to use only half of his name so I don't butcher it at every single opportunity in this podcast, and who we can probably call the daddy of rage faces in World of Tanks videos. It's of course the creator of the Epic Wins and Fails series, Nemetepst. Neme, welcome to the show.
Hello.
That's one introduction you don't hear every day, do you?
No, not at all.
And last but not least, we have here the duo who made everybody aware that cucumbers are hilarious, and who casually slipped in a dick joke during a live interview on Tankfest this year. It's Edwin and Swatch from the AwesomeEpicGuys. Welcome, guys.
Well, hello there. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining. All right, so just to let you know how this podcast will pan out. So basically, for the most part, we will be talking about different topics about ourselves, about our YouTube channels, World of Tanks, obviously. And towards the end of the show, you will be able to post some comments as well, which we will try to reply to. At least a couple of them, but I will let you know in due time when you can start to type your questions in the chat, because otherwise it will just get buried under the wall of text that's already rolling out there. Pretty impressive. Surprising amount of cucumbers in the chat. Don't know what to make of that one. So, to get started, I thought maybe let's do a really quick introduction. Who we are really, and who are these guys behind the videos. Maybe I will be kicking this one off with myself. So those of you who don't know me yet, I'm a, well, actually by next week, 37-year-old guy from Hungary. And I used to be an international negotiator and contracts manager from the tourism industry. And that's a long time away though. So, not your usual World of Tanks story. Am I the oldest one though? Let's find out. So, one and only, why don't you say a few words about yourself?
Oh boy. So, there's not much to talk about, honestly. So, when I was young, I grew up on a farm, which should tell you a lot. Then we moved out to the big city, where I learned about amazing computers and editing and everything since like 8 years old, and that's where I actually started with my editing journey. And most people think I started in learning it from like a school or something, but that's not the case. I started with Movie Maker, as probably everyone here, and then moved up to Sony Vegas. And then by 16, I think I moved on to Premiere Pro and then After Effects. So that's when I finally thought, well, this might be a good way to go in life. I guess I'm kind of good at it. So World of Laws was actually a byproduct of me learning those programs. And I think most people can see how that journey went from one episode to 22 now, 29 actually. So yeah.
Yeah, there is definitely a lot of editing work in those videos. So it was basically like an all-time hobby of yours, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a major hobby, and then at some point a job, but at a few points a job. But as we all know, YouTube has gone to shit, and well, it's not a real viable option anymore. But well, still some of us keep on doing it and try to do it as often as we can.
Yeah, awesome. Where are you living, by the way? Which country are you from?
So me and Neme, I guess I can save a few lines, are both from Slovenia.
Yes.
And we're actually childhood friends since 2 years old, I think.
2 or 3 years old.
Jesus, that's a long time.
So
That's why
where
he's allowed to call me monkey.
my one, yeah.
That thing, yeah.
Yeah, lost in translation there.
All right, and did you guys start to work on these projects actually together, or was it completely separate?
Well, I think it was separate. It started like a year before.
Yeah, you started a bit earlier than I did, actually.
Yeah,
I kind of
think it was.
talked you to it, as far as I can remember it, to do World of Tanks. That's it. That is, of course.
Yeah, actually, didn't
first
when I played World of Tanks at all. I know I showed it to you because I saw a random ad since it was starting. So we played the beta, and then I stopped. He continued to play, and then blah blah blah. And then, well, this is an unknown fact. The username in my World of Tanks, Stays the Bomb, is actually from Nemetepst all accounts. I didn't actually make that account, but I played it as for fun because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna play a couple of games with him and then stop. But that wasn't the case, and now I have many fucking tanks and premium tanks.
And now he's gonna get banned. Because sharing account is not
That is true.
by
That
the
is
rules.
very
So getting banned.
Whoops.
But yes, so that's how it happened then.
All right. I know you were friends, but I didn't know you were friends for that long. So that's pretty amazing. So Nema, what about you? So you're from Slovenia as well, but how did you get into this business?
Business, yeah. Kind of started doing the videos after one did because I liked his videos, of course, and so I wanted to create mine on my own, and I had some good kind of parts recorded already, so I that one didn't want to use, as far as I can remember, or it was just that I wanted to use them. So yeah, I did my first video, which was horrible, but let's not talk about that. So yeah, that's when I got interested in doing videos, montages and that kind of stuff.
All right. Cool stuff. And are you working at the moment, or still studying?
I have a job, yeah, at the moment, yeah, at a photo studio, I should call it, probably. So I basically edit photos there.
All right. So also in the editing world.
Yeah, it is in a media world, so I kind of got my own part in there.
All right.
And, I'm doing some projects on the side.
Awesome. Just bloody life getting in the way of gaming, isn't it?
It's fine. It doesn't really bother me. So yeah, I'm outside, so it's fine.
All right, cool stuff. So Edwin and Swatch, from a completely different part of Europe, can you tell a few words about yourselves, guys?
Well, we're awesome and epic. That's a few words.
Nice introduction, Swart. I could have said it better myself.
Thank you. I've been working on it all night.
No, you haven't.
No.
Come on. Short introduction, Swart. How did we meet? It was so romantic. I remember that night.
Oh no, I don't want to hear it. I changed my mind.
Well, we met in high school in a small or like mediocre city in Sweden called Örebro or Örebro.
Pennybridge.
Pennybridge is like the literal translation. And we soon became good friends, very good friends, and started to play World of Tanks together because it was something Edwin had been looking into at the time. And I was like, sure, it seems like a reasonably good game, I guess. And to be honest, at first I was like totally lost in World of Tanks. I didn't really like it, but I played it because it was like fun hanging out with Edwin in the game, I guess. And then sometime later I was like, hey, Edwin, want to make some shitty videos on YouTube? And Edwin was like, yeah, sure, why not? And then we started out with some gameplay videos, which like nobody watches.
They were absolutely garbage.
Yeah, I think we had like one good gameplay video where we played Jagdpanzer 100. But yeah, then I had this idea because at the time Wargaming had this series called "This is the," and then insert tank. So like they made this is the mouse, this is the I don't know, IS-7, like a series where they highlighted the tank's characteristics and made it like awesome and epic. And we were like,
Well, they did.
how about we make our own little "This is the Tank" series, but with tanks that would never make it into the series at Wargaming's channel. So like the most silly tank in the game, the AMX-40, it would never make it into such a video. So we're like, let's make a parody video with the AMX-40, like make it cool looking. So we started out with "This is the Tank" series. We made like how many made, Edwin?
All those "This is the Tank" videos.
Yeah.
I don't. Maybe like 15. Like all the major meme tanks are in there.
Yeah, the old major meme tanks like the AMX-40, M3 Lee,
KV2.
KV2, yeah, and tanks like that. And when we made that series, our channel kind of blew up a bit, at least. That's where our channel started to grow. And so people started to send us random replays. They're like, hey, check out this replay. It's a really good replay, man. We're like, why do you send this to us? We don't really handle replays. But we took a look at some replays and we're like, why? Let's try and make a little montage of these replays that these random people have made, sent in, I mean. And that became Another Day in World of Tanks, episode 1, which wasn't named episode 1 because the idea was just to make it like a one-hit video. But then people started to send in more replays because of that video, and yeah, that's where it hit off, where with our Another Day in World of Tanks series, which is probably our most popular series on our channel currently.
All right.
So you're telling me, Swart, that we ripped off Wargaming to get off the ground on YouTube?
Indeed.
Oh. Well, not everyone can say that.
Let's see if everybody gets banned by the end of this show.
Yeah.
Probably.
Nice.
Demonetized and banned from World of Tanks forever.
Banned from the internet.
Yeah.
So you guys started to make videos together, right? You didn't do any separate videos beforehand.
No.
Well, Edwin had a smaller YouTube channel before where he. Well, yeah. What did you do, Edwin?
I don't even know to remember. That's more of a side thing I did occasionally just for fun. Nothing serious.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have your own YouTube channel as well. But I mean, what you have like 3 uploads where you do things in Minecraft. I don't think you can classify that as a YouTube channel.
No. More like a silly channel for uploading personal stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been doing videos together all this time.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. And you mentioned that you were looking at Was there actually somebody who you did already watch from before, from these funny compilations that gave you an idea, or you just did look at those replays that you received and just drew something together from that one?
Well, Edwin was the one who made the entirety of the first episode. So Edwin, you answer that.
Well, I mean, there were a lot of, what would you call them, World of Tanks silly moments videos out there that I have been watching. So obviously got some inspiration from those. But I mean, the plan wasn't really to rip someone off or anything. I mean, that's what we're saying. We had all these replays that were great, that we could do something funny with, and we just put them together in a kind of compilation kind of way, and that just became these World of Tanks silly moments series that we're working on. So
I remember what was kind of popular at the time was like making MLG gaming montages with this, like,
what?
In other games, that is.
Okay.
Where they added these MLG green screen effects and such. And I remember that being a kind of an inspiration. We wanted it to be dank, or whatever the cool kids call it.
We wanted to bring the memes to World of Tanks.
Yeah, I guess.
And you still do.
Yeah.
So One and Only, you mentioned that basically it was the editing that brought you to make these compilations, or at least it was part of it. Was there anything else? Why did you start to make the compilations though? Was it the combination of you starting out with the game, or was there something else that inspired you to do that?
So the rules alone, I mean the series, why I started it. No.
Sorry?
You mean the World of Walls compilations? Alone?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, at the time, I remember there was nothing of the sorts on YouTube, because I searched for at least a week searching for it. I mean, nothing that I would find similar to me. So that's why I tried my best to be original, as I try to constantly be. But yeah, it was pretty much just me having a platform to, well, train, I guess you can call it, editing and angles, transitions, etc. So yeah, nothing odd otherwise, like nothing else would be.
All right, I didn't know that you were this early to the whole meme thing. That's pretty impressive.
Well, I didn't think of it as memes. I was still using Rage comics. No, wait, actually, episode 1, I don't think there was many of them, but further out, I started using these Rage faces a lot.
Yeah, I just did check. These Rage faces are now 10 years old, I think. Yeah, that's a long time. And what about you, Neme? Wow, how did the first episode come to life, if you still remember?
Well, I kind of mentioned it before. I had some footage that I thought was pretty cool. So I just put it into a compilation. Since I'm not sure if one didn't want to use it in his videos, so it was just that I thought it was good. I mean, I wanted to do my own videos at the time. So yeah, I just put them together, and that's how it started. We were playing after that a lot, usually at that time. So there was always some silly shit that was happening. You know how World of Tanks works, right? So yeah, just gotta play the game for like let's say 2 hours. You have enough footage for a day, so yeah.
All right, cool stuff. Yeah, there is never a lack of crazy content in this game, that's for sure.
Or salty.
Yeah. On my channel, actually, I made this channel to be a Diablo 3 channel back in 2012, and I did
pretty hard.
Yeah, and it was going relatively well, but then I got bored of it and just left it for like 2 years. And then, funnily enough, it was actually my son, who was like 5 or 6 at the time, who was playing World of Tanks, and like he did show it to me, and I was like, "What the hell is this game?" So I did check it out, and I really liked it. and I was completely god-awful at it at the time, but I had some fun time. So I started watching World of Tanks videos, and I did watch a lot of jingles at the time, and I really liked his series. What's it called again? The Why You Have to Be Mad.
Why you have to be mad?
Yeah, which I really liked, but wanted to have my own twist on it, because I never was big one for rage faces. I'm not really a huge fan myself. I mean, I know it's super popular, but it's just not my style. So Why You Have was a lot closer to me, but I wanted it to be a lot more snappy and quick instead of Jingles likes to explain things a lot, which is his style. I wanted to have them like one crazy moment after the other, and I made some god-awful compilations, but people seem to like them. So that's how it all started for me. And by now I'm approaching 800, and I think I'm right now at 845 videos. So yeah, long way away from Diablo 3, I guess. All right, so big question here, guys, and you can be absolutely honest with this one. After all these years, are you still actively playing the game? World of Tanks, that is.
To a degree. Not as much as I used to, but I think Edwin is playing more than me right now.
Yeah, I'm playing way more than you are.
Which is what?
Well,
How much is that a lot more?
Oh yeah, well, but I mean, well, I don't have a problem really with the game in itself. It's just that there are only 24 hours in a day, and you need to eat, and you need to sleep, and you need to work and edit videos and all that crap. And playing video games is usually on the bottom of the list. So that's the problem. So I mean, when I have the time, I can play for days, but usually I don't play for weeks because I simply don't have the time. So, it's a mixed bag.
Yeah, I get that one. I mean, these days I got into the habit of skipping sleeping for playing. I don't think it's a sustainable one.
I did that in high school, and that's why my grades were so bad.
Yeah, good excuse, man, good excuse.
Yes.
So Swatch, how much do you play these days? Pretty much only on the streams, or do you still like tune in just for fun as well?
Well, aside from the streams and our platooning videos, I play like maybe 4 hours a week, maybe. I don't know, if even that. Maximum of 4 hours a week, probably.
Well, we did play an hour this morning, Swatch. Don't forget about those games.
Oh yeah, but will that 1 hour counts into those 4 hours a week?
Okay.
so I only have 3 more hours this week.
All right.
And then it stops.
Yeah, then my body, it turns off. It just cannot handle World of Tanks after those hours.
RNG overload.
It's like a program. No, but it just happens to be like that.
Yeah, no, I totally get it, man.
Yeah.
And what about you, Neme? Do you still play World of Tanks on a daily, weekly basis?
No, not actually. Not that I really have a problem with the game. It's just I found other things to do. I mean, I hardly play any games right now, so yeah. Although I do find it frustrating at the times, but yeah, you know how it is.
Yeah.
Yes, no, I can't really tell you much more than that.
Nah, I mean, the game is fun, but it really can get to you. I totally get it. I mean, especially if you've played it for such a long time, or for so many years, it's just natural that I mean, sometimes you just have to play something else as well, especially if I mean, pretty much all of us are working as well, so that doesn't really make things easier.
No,
So how
definitely doesn't.
Yeah. So how about you, One and Only?
World of Tanks, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. So let me just say this. Ever since they introduced the stat mechanic,
Oh God.
for artillery, my gameplay of World of Tanks has dropped by at least 50%. So what we usually did was me, Neme, and Venom were constantly, pretty much just playing World of Tanks, and then every now and then each our own games. But then we kind of stopped I mean, we still did, but like let's say once or twice a week for like an hour or 2 hours, and then we just raged and then switched games or stopped playing and just talked, etc. But right now, I think I haven't played it since I think the last video actually. I last played it at freaking Gamescom, so not at home. I still obviously recorded replays, but not actually play the game. I guess I still have an older version of World of Tanks, and I'm too lazy to copy the files and then so I can launch the replays. So
I mean, that's a good enough excuse.
By the way, I have a question.
Yes.
How's the vodka going? I mean, the orange juice.
The petrol is pretty good, yeah.
The petrol is good.
It's still there.
Good.
All right.
Yes.
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, we all have our breaks, sometimes longer, sometimes sooner. I mean, right now, I myself, I'm playing it actually a lot, pretty much every night still. I just having one of those periods when I'm really going for it and I'm having a lot of fun. But, I mean, there were periods before when it's just, I mean, it's getting a little bit too much. You always get frustrated. And, I mean, there are some periods in my life when I know that it's just, I can't play this game whenever I'm frustrated to begin with because it will piss me off to no end. If I'm relatively alright, then I'm having fun in it. But if I'm already going in with the wrong mind, then it's just doomed to be a horrible experience. So sometimes I stopped for like a couple of weeks, maybe 2 months, especially when a new game comes out which I really want to play, then I just put World of Tanks aside. But I mean, so far I always came back to it and I'm still finding a lot of fun in it. But I absolutely get when some people just gets a little bit too much from time to time. Talking about other games, what other games are you guys playing if you have time for anything next to work and life and whatnot?
Well, I'm a huge Nintendo geek.
Really?
Yeah, I don't talk about it too much on our channel, so it's not obvious. But when I have the time, I play like Mario Kart and Smash Brothers with my friends, and so on.
The old ones? The original
new-
ones?
All the ones. Yeah, I actually have the classic Nintendo 64 right beside me, right here, right now.
All right, that's pretty awesome. I mean, Mario Kart, you can't really go wrong with that one with friends.
Especially with alcohol. I mean, orange juice.
If you get me banned, I will come and find you, man.
Just orange juice, man.
All right, so Nintendo games. What about you, Edwin?
Oh Jesus.
I mean, I love video games. I always have, even since like as far as I can remember, video games has always been like a huge part of my life. But as I was saying earlier, there are only 24 hours in one day, and World of Tanks. Whenever I get to play World of Tanks, is always on the top of the to-do list. And so if I'm not playing World of Tanks, I'm usually just playing like very old games that I played when I was a kid, like the original Star Wars Battlefront and maybe Red Alert and like the very first Call of Duty games, things like that. Apart from those, occasionally I play Minecraft, as we are running our own AwesomeEpicGuys Minecraft server, and Counter-Strike Global Offensive, but that's pretty rare. But I'd say 90% of all my playtime is World of Tanks right now.
All right, so everything else is pretty much classical stuff, isn't it?
Is what?
It's classic games.
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
All right, that's pretty cool. Did you hear that I think they are planning to make like a proper Command & Conquer reboot? Or revamp of the original series?
Oh, yeah, I've read about that. Sounds pretty interesting if they make it right. But I assume they won't make it right.
Yeah, that's my fears as well. But if they do, man, I will definitely play that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I played a lot of Command & Conquer when I was a kid.
Yeah, I remember playing it in school.
In school? What kind of school was that?
Well, we have these IT rooms with,
Okay.
where they did teach us basic Windows skills, and after school we just stayed there and we played Command & Conquer and Doom and all these crazy stuff.
All right.
in school. So good times, good times. So One and Only, do you get to play some other games these days?
Yeah, pretty much been playing Rainbow Six Siege and Supreme Commander. It's a, well, I guess it's a command and conquer game, some would call it, but strategy. So just those two pretty much. I think I played War Thunder like 2 weeks ago for like an hour. So there's that.
It was 2 hours. Then I fucking rage quitted.
Well, I didn't play with you. I played alone.
Oh, you bitch.
Yes. But yeah, I just wanted to see the new ships and they have the choppers that actually got shut down every time, but still.
All right, I didn't know they did introduce choppers as well.
It's a new thing they have going, but
all right, that's pretty cool. I didn't know about that one. And Rainbow Six Siege, are you playing in groups or just joining the random queue?
I don't know. We have a whole squad.
Oh, hardcore.
And, well, not hardcore. We have some team killing going on as well. So it's a typical thing, but for us, I mean, sadly, Neme doesn't join us, but there's still enough of us going around. So yeah, that's pretty much the game I play the most, but every now and then, because it's real life, and apparently girlfriends take a lot of time out of your life and other stuff. So
oh yeah, let me tell you, man, it only gets worse later.
Oh no.
All right, but that's cool stuff. And what about you, Neme? World of Warships, maybe?
Yeah, I play that game last month every day almost. Then you kind of get not really bored of it. You just don't play it one day, and then suddenly you don't play it for a week, for 2 weeks. I finished Need for Speed. What was it? The new Need for Speed? How's it called? Payback. Yeah. Actually like the game. Some mechanics are kind of shit, but I like the cars that are in it. That's why I played it. Otherwise, we used to play PUBG a lot.
Ah, yeah.
I still have a video in
Not fun stuff.
the works for that. Oh, it's very fun stuff. Very fun stuff. Yeah, that's mostly it. I mean, War Thunder, sometimes I kind of lost my shit at the ships when we played it together because it's kind of bullshit, if you ask me. I kind of like the choppers. I love jets. That's mostly it. I think. And GTA 5 is probably one of my favorite games.
All right,
yeah.
Man, that's another time sink if there ever was one.
Oh yeah, it is quite.
I mean, funnily enough, I never got into GTA 5, but my son played it quite a bit, so I got to experience the need for shark cards and all the good stuff.
Oh
wow.
Never about that. I got my hackers. Shit, Rockstar, please don't ban.
Yeah, here we go with the banning again.
If I may ask, how old is your son?
Right now he just turned 11. So I started early. I was 26 when he was born.
Oh god.
Your
son is almost as old as my little brother.
Yeah, crazy times. That's why I have limited time for games. Well, that's why I only play games when it's like really late. So yeah, it doesn't really make things easy. I mean, so many good games out there, but I mean, these days I mostly play World of Tanks because I don't have really time for a lot else. Yeah. I do sink in quite a bit of time in Warframe as well, but I play that more like periodically. I mean, I have like these periods when I just really jump on it and then play it on and off for a couple of weeks, months, and then for some reason I just let it sleep and then I go back again half a year later. I guess it's one of those games, but I did spend a couple hundred hours in it already, and I'm pretty sure that I will spend a couple hundred more as well. It's just not something that I'm really like super dedicated to, but it's good fun. It's a game that I can play whenever mind state I am at. Like World of Tanks is not that game.
Even though I don't have time to play all the games that's currently out, I like to at least stay updated on the games on the market, like watch videos and trailers and stuff, just so I like catch up with what's new. So
Yeah, I have
at
to
least
admit,
on my
it's completely missing for me. I don't even know what's what. I mean, I used to watch poor Total Biscuit for the gaming reviews, but right now I just have no idea what titles are coming out, so I'm pretty bad with that. I should follow though, because there are a lot of series that I will definitely play. Like I'm a big fan of the Fallout. Well, I won't play the new game, but that's because I don't really like this open world, I make your own fun kind of idea. What else?
I have a hard time with open world as well, because they are so time consuming.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
as we mentioned, time is not something we're rich on here.
yeah, exactly. Otherwise, Mass Effect, absolute huge fan of that series as well. I really like the rebooted Doom, so I'm really looking forward to the next episode of that one as well. So a lot of stuff going on. Too many games, not enough time.
Sad boy hours.
Yeah, exactly. Switching a bit over to YouTube kind of things. A lot of you have well-established channels, but as we all know, things over here at YouTube are not exactly optimal, to say the least. So, how is your channel going now? Do you have any plans for the future, or just will make some videos whenever you have the time? Any secret plans out there, maybe?
Edwin, you wanna say something about that?
About the future of our channel? There is no future, Swatch.
No, but how it's going at least currently.
How it's going? I mean, I think it's going at a steady rate. Nothing fantastic, but not too bad at the same time. When it comes to the future, I mean, we haven't really spoken much about that, you and me, Swatch, but I don't really think we have a future plan. We're just running along and see what happens, I guess.
Well, I think we can all agree on that World of Tanks is not going to be around forever. So,
oh, yes.
But at least we have discussed like trying to diverse our channel a bit more to other games. But it's going pretty slow on that front. We have played like
people don't want to watch that.
No.
Yeah, that's a bit of an issue. I mean, people are so used to World of Tanks that every time you try something else, it's what's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Yeah, play World of Tanks, scrub.
But it would be nice to be able to like just play any game and just enjoy it and make some fun content about it. But we'll see whenever that happens, if it happens.
Yeah, fair enough. What about you, Neme? How are you doing with your channel these days? I mean, you had the series just hit 100, the 100th episode, like a pretty good number.
Yep. Well, as you may probably know, most of the people think I'm dead because I haven't uploaded in is it 2 months now? I just have other distractions, as I like to call them.
Distractions.
Yeah.
Girls.
No, just
No,
no.
he's gay.
Oh shit.
No, he's not gay.
Only on Wednesdays.
I hope not.
Only on Wednesdays.
Only on Wednesday.
Yeah, we agreed on that.
I'm free on Wednesday.
Yeah, so sorry, I got kind of confused. What was I talking about? Okay, so yeah. My future
Breathe.
plan is to upload a video until next year somewhere, hopefully.
Are you still going to continue your main series, or are you planning to expand a little bit as well?
I am planning to expand. I just don't know where to. I mean, I started World of Warships. I mean to continue that as well. Yeah, I tried GTA. I thought the video was pretty fun, but you know, most of the people don't like it when we talk because we need to use subtitles and that kind of crap. So it's a bit but you know, I actually mostly do this for fun anyway, so at least at least now that the YouTube's kind of crap. So I kind of do it for fun. I'll upload whatever I want to, mostly.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, how much time do you actually spend on creating these, creating a full episode of Epic Wins and Fails, roughly?
Depends whether I used to when there were no then when there was no like free cam used, I mostly used like 8 hours to create one. When I was using a free cam, it was probably like 15 to 20.
Yeah,
And
that's a
then
lot.
it even depends whether it's us playing in it, because then I have to add subtitles and that kind of crap as well. So yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult to put these videos out there. I mean, it's so much time, and I'm sure you guys are the same as well. You just really want to make a really good video, and then you redo it, and then you redo it again, and this way it will be better. It's tricky, but people do like it, so hopefully they will get a taste for some new kinds of stuff as well. Because I think GTA 5 is like a gold mine. Although maybe you should, I don't know if Red Dead would be a good source as well. I mean, that will be an absolute, probably it will break the internet as soon as it comes out. So if it can produce some crazy content, then that might be a big hit.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
So what about you, one and only? Probably there were like 300 questions already in the chat when the new episode is coming out. So so how what do you plan these days?
Well, for now I'm planning to finish 30 and decide if I want to go further, because well, if this is gonna work out, etc. But if I will go further, I will try my best to keep the production time at a normal level, because this is taking too long, and I have some crazy self rules on the production. What do you call it? So basically, when I'm making some a Rule of Laws episode, I have some rules in place that I cannot, like, I'm not allowed to. I don't know, something simple. I don't want to show the text that some people leave in, like play and replay speed and such. Those are really tiny details, but I have a lot of those like in place, and they take a lot of time from the production. I mean, into the production. But so like you guys said, so let's say GTA. When I uploaded the GTA video last time, I think I actually lost 250 subscribers in a day, because people thought I quit World of Tanks and started making GTA videos. So,
yeah, that's always a nice feeling when you try something.
Oh my god, unsubscribe!
Yes, there are a lot of comments like that, surprisingly. But yes, people do believe that you I don't know, upload one time something else, and then people think you're quitting or changing or whatever. I mean, fuck them, but still, it's kind of demoralizing.
Yeah, it's like hard finding the right timing to upload something completely different from the usual.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky. But I did notice that the level of detail in your videos is pretty crazy, to say the least. I didn't know it was this crazy, but how much time do you usually spend on an episode of World of Laws? Because it must be huge.
Well, depends on the episode, obviously, and the ideas I have, but I think the most time it took was like 250 plus hours.
Jesus Christ.
I think it was the one with the Star Wars stuff. I think 24, I think it was.
I mean, that one was amazing. I still remember it. It was pretty damn awesome. But 250 plus hours.
Yeah, but that's just because I'm too much of a perfectionist, and I delete a lot of stuff that most people don't actually know that's been in the video. So I remember once I spent like a whole week doing something. making a sketch, and then I found something similar on. I think someone sent me a link from someone's video, not from World of Tanks. I think it was for War Thunder, and it was very similar. I was like, well, fuck this, and I just deleted it because, well, it was also I didn't really like it at the end. Like, but yeah, so those things happen as well. Still adds the whole time though.
A tough life of a perfectionist, right there.
Yeah, so that's why if I will continue, I will try and lower this by a whole lot, the standards I have, because it sucks immensely and it's just tiresome. I mean, it got to the point where it's tiresome. The old episode was quite fun, but now it's just not worth it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, if you have to put in so much time, I totally get it. Did you think about making maybe shorter episodes?
Yes, that was, I think it was 27 that I tried to make like 5 to 7 minutes. But YouTube completely butchered it with their algorithms and such. It was like a test video. And it wasn't really worth it in the end because still tried to, you know, get some money out of it. But it wasn't worth it because, as we all know, 10 plus minutes equals more ads and more money. So, you know, that's the hard truth. So
yeah, it's pretty lame the way YouTube algorithm works these days, to be honest, forcing everybody to stand in the line or just face the consequences.
Yeah.
So that's that sucks.
Such is life.
Yeah. Do you know Jesse Cox, the YouTuber?
I think so, yeah. I think that's the guy with the beard, right?
Yeah. I just did see a tweet from him, and he tweeted that apparently his videos are blacklisted. I'm not demonetized, but blacklisted because of his name, Cox, COX, which is in the swear word category, and his videos are not even pushed through with the same frequency to his subscribers than people who are not blacklisted. And that guy has like, I don't know, 800,000-900,000 subscribers. So YouTube algorithm can go and do a big favor to all of us. Pretty damn crazy.
When the apocalypse happened, I think a lot of people were. I'm subscribed to someone on Twitter, like YouTube. Basically, it's people from YouTube that like troubleshoot problems, and they had like insane amount of people spamming that their subscribers are not getting notifications of uploads.
Yeah, mine didn't either. So yeah.
Yes, that's what I also got in the comments. So that's why I also asked them what the hell's going on, and they obviously said, "Oh, we'll check it out," but then that's about it. So I think most of us had this problem.
Yeah, and as far as I know, it's still not working very well.
Yeah, it's still not working properly.
I mean, I notice it when I'm subscribed to people and I randomly see a video from them that's 3 days old, and it never popped up in my subscription box, and I would never saw it if it didn't appear on the homepage of the YouTube. So yeah.
Yeah, the same with me. My wife always tells me. I mean, she's obviously subbed. And she tells me, hey, did you put a video out today? I mean, yeah, I did. I mean, I didn't get any notification. And she obviously watches every single one of my videos, or at least so she claims. But even so, with a track record of that, I mean, you would think that YouTube algorithm would make sure that she always gets the notifications, and it's just not happening a lot of times. So, RIP.
Is she playing the game as well?
No. Unfortunately or fortunately, she doesn't. She's more of a mobile gamer, and handheld. And
well, there's Blitz for her.
Yeah. Nah, she's not a huge tank fan, but she understands my addiction, so I guess I have that one going for me. Okie doke. So when you are not working, do you guys have time for any crazy hobbies, or do you just hang out? How do you live your life outside of YouTube? Nema, what do you do in your free time, man? Play video games. I know.
Usually.
Drink.
Well, I have a car to fix. Well, actually, yeah. I do car stuff lately. That's what I've been doing. We
that's
started
cool.
airsoft as well. Yeah. Well, we started airsoft as well with Venom and One. We started going, and yeah, I have a thing for model trains and that all the airsoft stuff basically.
All right.
But
So
yeah.
that takes up a lot of space, yeah, I guess.
Space and time, yeah.
Yeah. So that airsoft thing, do you collect now guns as well, or do you just go and play at that place?
Yeah, we have our own guns. That's why it's taking my time as well, because I'm modifying my guns on a daily basis usually.
Ah, okay. So you are tinker with them as well.
Yeah. I like to modify stuff.
All right, that's pretty cool. Not your everyday World of Tanks YouTuber, right there, tinker in the garage. Do you do tank models as well, or do you stick with other stuff?
You mean like assemble them and
Yeah.
stuff like? Yeah. I do. Well, I used to do that, but I didn't do that in like 3 years probably.
Yeah, fair
But
enough.
yeah, I like to do that.
Yeah, awesome. Pretty cool stuff right there. How about you, One and Only? Do you still have some free time left for some other stuff as well, apart from video editing?
Yeah, so now we started airsoft again. Sadly, the season is ending, so that's gonna be. I think it's in 2 months it's gonna end because winter and such. But otherwise, I used to play paintball constantly, also competitively. But then it's kind of stopped because it takes a lot of money, and there are some other reasons. But yeah, so these days I think I also started pretty much constantly fixing and changing my gun for airsoft. It gets fun, but now it's at the point where it's just too much. Because so I bought my gun from another person, and it's been completely can't say the word, but it's been completely annihilated from the inside. Is that the word? So
you can say the word, by the way, it's alright.
It's completely fucked. So I'm just constantly trying to fix it and so I'm just kind of giving up on it and probably gonna buy a new one.
It's like when he fixes one thing, another one fails.
Yeah,
It's
so
like,
something
what
else
is this
breaks.
shit?
Oh my god. So you mentioned that you were also playing competitively. So is that one like in the field with these blow up covers?
Yes, it's
When
called
you
speedball.
Yeah, speedball.
Yeah.
That's
So I started
that's
that.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really fun. I started when I was 8, so I was the youngest player here in Slovenia. Then I stopped, I think, at like 13, 14, and then started up again at 17. But now I'm also I quit it again because it just became a bit toxic, the whole community, and it's just not fun anymore. But might start it again because there's some other reasons. But yeah, so it's a fun thing, and adrenaline rush and such.
Yeah, it's a pretty good cardio as well.
Yeah, that's understatement.
Yeah, probably that was one of the reasons why I didn't get into it. Although when I got the chance to, I did play paintball a couple of times with friends and team building and whatnot, and it's always fun. But I'm just so not in shape for it.
Were you weren't at Tankfest this year, right?
I was. I actually did saw you. I just didn't get to say hello. So sorry for that.
Yeah, I remember. I didn't actually play, but I know Edwin, you played, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Wait. I played paintball.
You
On
played
Tankfest.
Tankfest.
Oh yes.
Well, you can say you camped in the back the whole
maps
time.
were so small. I wouldn't consider it playing. It was more like staying in a corner and get shot from afar. It was terrible. It was painful as well.
But basically what you do in World of Tanks as well, eh? You're redlining it.
It was like playing mines in a tier 10 battle.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. That was a very accurate description. Or do you remember that old map that was like tier 1 and to tier 3 only? That was available for like half a year or something.
Mittengard?
Yeah, it was like playing Mittengard. That was it. That was it.
Hmm.
It was fun though.
Was it?
No, it wasn't. Well, it was fun in an ironic way, I think. I wasn't very good at it. I think that it has to.
It was fun. It was fun afterwards.
Yes, indeed, it was.
Yeah, true enough.
Hmm.
All right. So, I think. Or wait. Well, Svach, how about you? Sorry, I almost did miss you there. What do you do in your free time, man?
Oh, well, apart from playing,
The what?
playing games, I wish I could say I do something incredible, but I mostly just go out and drink a lot of orange juice.
I
with my friends.
can confirm that.
And sometimes I even travel to other cities in Sweden just to drink orange juice.
Some good oranges.
Yes. It's,
Where do you find the best orange juice in Sweden?
mostly the cheapest. Cheapest is what I'm looking for.
Oh yeah, I have it. I have some right here.
Oh,
It's quite cheap.
yeah, I'd love some. Can I have some? Can you
Well, I
send
can
it
mail
by
it to you. Or do you
Gmail?
want it by Gmail? Yeah.
Yeah, good. I also take
Yep.
like
That's some good oranges.
nice.
Does that thing still happen that you guys go to Finland for some orange juice with those cruises?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
The rumors are all true.
They're not rumors, it's fact.
Well, actually, I do sometimes. I paint paintings, but that has been kind of placed on a shelf the latest period of time. But sometimes I actually paint paintings.
Wow. What style do you use?
What?
Like oil paintings or?
Acrylic.
All right.
Paintings.
I never would have guessed that.
I'm a man of many surprises.
No, you're not.
No.
Man of many talents.
Yeah, exactly. And Edwin, you?
What I do in my free time?
Yeah.
That would be World of Tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe apart from that, I mean, I have a lot of interests, but as I was saying previously, there are only 24 hours in a day. But maybe one interest that I have that isn't anything we've been discussing before is probably PC building.
Oh yeah.
Now that's an expensive hobby.
I actually
I can confirm this.
Yes, I just built a PC, a brand new one, a really expensive one for Swatch's little brother. Such a spoiled kid.
Yes, he did, and he also like built the most of like the majority of my computer actually. So I don't really know a lot of my own PC because Edwin has built it.
I'm like a personal PC mechanic.
So when people ask me, "Oh, what's your specs, bro?" I'm like, "Edwin, please help me."
That's pretty accurate, actually.
No.
I mean, I think like every single person in my family who has a decent PC, I've built it, and they always call me when something's wrong with it.
That's not a nice position to be in.
Yeah.
Well, it depends if I charge them or not.
I see.
For a small fee, I can fix this issue.
Too money, please.
Too money.
Too economic.
Two credits.
You are totally pay to win, my friend.
Yes, I am, though.
All right. Okie doke. Well, as for myself, I really like fishing. I just don't really have the time to go and visit some places because, family and jobs and whatnot.
I was actually fishing a lot when I was a kid.
Oh, really?
Like before I got introduced to, video games.
Then you still had a life.
Yes, yeah, exactly. When I still had a life, and I actually did a lot of fishing in Norway as well. In the fjords, I did a lot of fishing.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
But these days, it's way too time-consuming to be worth it in the end.
Yeah, it's not the kind of thing you can do for like a couple of half an hour, 10 minutes, and then
No,
you don't need
absolutely not. Oh, how about we go like fishing for a week?
it. Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, who has the time for that?
Yeah.
Fish for artillery pieces at the bottom of the lake.
Yes. One fish, one like.
One fish, one like. Yeah. I mean, apart from that, I really like traveling as well. I did. It was part of my job, but I always enjoyed it, even if it was for work.
What did you work as if you had fishing as part of your job?
No, not fishing, traveling.
Oh, okay. I got lost in thought there. Maybe
Yeah.
it's the orange juice taking effect as well. I mean, carry on.
So yeah, these days when I ever can do like get away a little bit, either with the family or maybe if I can get away for a weekend with the missus, then it's just visit the countryside, neighboring countries, whatnot. That's always good fun. I mean, sometimes you just have to stand up from the computer. I mean, I'm spending like, I don't know, like 14 hours easily before the same screen. So gets a lot after a while. All right, so ladies and gents, I think you can now start typing in your crazy questions to us. You can ask a generic question to all of us, or you can ask something from a specific person, from one of the guests. So don't be shy. And just one thing, One and Only already did answer the question about the next World of LoL series. So please pair us with that. Otherwise,
Alex wonder what we guys think of Quacky Baby.
He's a
I'm following
YouTuber.
Yeah, I'm following him. He's one of the few guys I'm watching. I think he's really mellow. I mean, he's not the funniest guy, but he's a good one to watch while I play myself as well. At least I find it.
You don't really watch Quacky Baby for entertainment, though.
Well, he's kind of like a neutral World of Tanks YouTuber. He's sometimes funny, but most of the time just like, I guess, educational is what his goal is. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I like Quacky Baby as a person. He said some questionable things sometimes, but I still think personally, I think he's a good World of Tanks YouTuber.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, don't necessarily agree with everything he says, but I don't think that can be said for pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, I usually play games. I have 2 monitors, and I watch some videos or streams on the second one while I play. So I mean, he often runs on my second monitor. I really liked his World of Warcraft streams lately. I watched like 60-70 hours from that in the past weeks.
All right.
During my World of Tanks grind.
Jesus
So,
Christ.
Sorry?
Crazy man.
Yeah. I don't know why I love World of Warcraft content. I don't even play the game, so it's a mystery. Mystery not even I can explain.
Maybe it's because it's pronounced wow.
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 All right, you got me on that one.
Okay, here's another original question from Martin Debaya. Why is One and Only so sexy? One and Only, you wanna reply to that one?
Has to be all the orange juice.
Body.
It must be the top hat and the monocle, no?
Yes, the curse of the monocle and the hot top hat.
He's like Clark Kent and Superman when he puts on
One and Only,
monocle.
do you actually wear a top hat and that monocle in real life, or is that just a thing you're going with?
Wednesday when Name is gay.
Oh yes, obviously.
Obviously. It's there for a reason.
All right. Lols, do you want to read the chat, or should I keep going?
Do you like cucumber? Now let's read another one. Here is one. Absolutely not World of Tanks related. What's your favorite TV series? Do you guys watch TV at all? Some Netflix binge?
Yeah, I have one of those, what are they called, televisions, like in a corner somewhere, really dusty. Yeah, okay.
Watch
I watch actual television like once a year with my family on Christmas Eve.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't even do that. I just sit in the corner, facing away from the TV.
No television. It burns
mean,
my
When it's
eyes.
done, so I can turn around.
For me though, but I primarily watch it on Netflix, but it's on TV as well. I'd say Family Guy because raw humor.
Mm.
That one's not bad, though. I have to say I'm totally converted to Rick and Morty. I mean, I was
But that's
skeptical
not-
after the first episode or so, but I'm just a sucker for them.
Edwin, do you remember when I introduced
You-
you to
you
Rick
know-
and Morty?
Swatch, you and me have been watching Rick and Morty together
Wait, you
only
actually
when
met?
no. After that, we were actually going to a wedding at that point, but that it wasn't our wedding, so it doesn't matter. But the only times me and Swatch have been watching Rick and Morty, we have both been completely wasted. So I like to keep that a tradition. So I'm not going to keep watching until I meet Swatch again, and we can both get drunk together and watch another episode. But yes, I do enjoy Rick and Morty.
I mean, you got to honor traditions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Game of Thrones, anyone?
Oh yes,
No, please
yes. I love Game of Thrones, but I
It's
don't
one
like the
secret.
rated produced videos like you one only.
No.
I don't know. I've been spoiled the entire series by not watching the series, so I don't really care about it anymore.
I
So
think Batman dies, right?
yeah, I think Batman. No, he survives. He comes back in the 7th.
Well, don't
season.
tell me anything.
Batman.
Murder.
Oh,
murder,
Batman! I
murder.
thought you were talking about Game of Thrones.
We
We are talking about Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he gets revived by Clark Kent
Hmm.
in season 7. I
And
think.
then Darth Vader comes down and tells him, "I'm your daddy."
Yeah, I just wish they were a little bit faster. I think it's beginning of next year or something like that for the follow-up.
As
Well,
long
I
as
have
it
no
takes-
idea.
It's definitely way too long.
Mm.
All right, let's see the. Oh, here is a good one. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star
Star
Ooh.
Wars.
Star Wars.
Wars, I guess.
Yeah, for me as well. Although I have
Trek
to say,
Wars.
I absolutely love the new generation series back in the day, and I was watching it on TV in on Austrian or German channels, German TV channels, and that and Knight Rider, good memories. But overall, I'm much more a Star Wars fan, even these days, despite the horrific movies lately.
Here's a question for Awesome Epic Guys. Is there any artillery piece you love to play?
No.
Next question.
Well, Swatch, you could brag with the fact that you have 0 games played in artillery at this point.
Yeah, I guess.
Really?
I have 0 games played in artillery.
Damn.
You have played in like training rooms and stuff, but you have never touched an artillery piece in a random battle. That's impressive.
Maybe.
Is there like an achievement for that?
It should be.
Yeah, like play 20k battles without touching artillery. That should be an achievement.
Yeah.
Oh, here is one. Do you guys hit the gym from time to time? Yeah, we are all ripped, man.
Of course, every day.
Well, Swatch, you and me used to go to the gym together in high school, but those were the good old days. Those are long gone.
Yeah, I actually used to work out like 3 times a week, but I'm getting old and rusty. I'm 24 now, you know. Can't go to the gym.
Yeah, in your age, I would be a little bit careful as well.
Yeah, I have orange juice to save me.
Nice.
I mean, I was working out back in the day quite a bit actually, but I'm so bad these days. I just don't have the time. At least that's my excuse.
I mean, one paintball game almost killed you. Or at least I believe, was it your back or your knee? I don't remember.
No, they shot me in the top of the head.
In the head?
Yeah, so they ammo wrecked me pretty much.
Did you die?
Did your head fly
yeah,
off?
but luckily I had some respawns left. So
That's our response.
So it was
they hit me right on the top of my skull, which is not protected by the goggle. So that was a bit painful, but
Alright.
I mean it hurts, but it's painful, so not too bad.
There's a question for Swatch here. Can I meet you in real life? ? Yes. Next question.
Well, you actually met a subscriber. Like, was it previous weekend?
Yeah.
Really? Do you do like meet and greets?
No, I just like say where I am on Discord sometimes, and then we grab some orange juice and have some fun.
That's dangerous, man. Careful with the popularity.
It hasn't got out of hand yet, at least.
No, not really.
No. It's not like I do that every day, but
it is a good question. Will you be guys going to Tankfest 2019?
Hopefully, yeah.
probably, I guess.
Yeah, one and only, maybe.
Probably.
All right. Guys, I had actually an idea about this because honestly, the Tankfest, it's awesome. But I mean, I've seen the show, and if I just go as to stand on the next to the wargaming booth for 2 days, that's not a lot of fun, nor is it useful.
Don't let us down, boy.
For meeting people. So I was thinking, that the museum organized a couple of meet and greets as well with a properly advertised manner, where they put a couple of people together. I mean, we could go and try to catch the director, see if he would be interested to give us a slot. I mean, if we band together, then I would be going.
That would be a lot better than what happened this Tankfest.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun to play on the stage and everything, but from a meet and greet standpoint, it was horrible.
Yeah.
And pointless. So,
but Lols, do you remember the meet and greet you and me had?
Oh my god, that was
the last hour, the last day. That was the best meet and greet ever. I think 3 people showed up.
But
and they didn't even know we were there.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, what are you guys doing here? Oh, we're having a meet and greet. Can't you see that?
The whole place was empty. It was the final hour before closing, and they had like a separate area completely on the other side of the event from the actual wargaming booth, where they could meet. Where they put some bigger streamers, so to say. But really, I think only like there was a line for Quickie Baby and maybe a couple other guys, but that was it. Otherwise, it was at the buffet at the back of the museum, so not really the best place. And they gave us a final slot. They told us that everybody can go there at that time, but
Wargaming didn't announce it to anybody, so
yeah, they even in the there was like a timesheet for that place when you can meet anybody, and our slot was empty. So nobody knew that we were there.
Yeah,
and...
but we did meet a couple of real nice people though. You remember the kid that had a problem with the PC that we helped out?
Yeah, tech support. Even then you were tech support, god damn it.
Yes, yeah, I know my shit about PCs,
Did you get 2 money?
No, but I gave him some bonus codes.
No. So
I paid him for advice, I guess.
You are the worst businessman of all time. You are supposed to get paid and not pay the others for helping.
Oh god, that's a lot of questions though. Wait, where did it go?
Pick one.
No, I lost it. I marked it, but now I can't see it. Okay, never mind. Lols, pick another one.
Okay, what's your funniest battle story? I'm guessing this is from World of Tanks. So this is a cool
Vietnam.
Real life. I remember back in the day when we were storming the beaches.
Yes.
God, I lost all my friends that day.
I remember crawling through the mud. I lost all my friends, my family.
Swatch, the first thing that pops into my mind, Swatch, is you remember Toulon? When we were playing the T2 Light and tried to drown a dude who was AFK?
Oh god.
That was like 2012.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
It's just the first thing popped into my head. It was not too amazing. But we were, so to sum things up, we were trying to drown a guy on mines. It was like a tier 3 game or whatever it was.
I think we were the last ones on our team alive, and they had one guy alive who was AFK.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we decided to be a bit cheeky instead of just finishing the game. but I don't remember exactly how it.
We pushed him all the way into the water, attempting to drown him, but it wasn't.
Oh right, it wasn't deep enough.
Yeah, it wasn't deep enough.
So we wasted 3
But
minutes.
it took ages to push him out of there, and we thought that because that was like a tier 2 tank destroyer, we were 100% sure we can drown this guy, no problem. We pushed him to the red border and was like, nope, this is not gonna work. So we just had to finish him off.
Yay! Epic
Yay!
fail. And how
That
about
was
you? How about you, One and Only, and Nema? Do you guys have some crazy stories together? I mean, you did some crazy stuff, judging from the videos.
Probably do. Do you remember? Do you remember?
I mean, crazy stuff from what, real life or just game? I mean, because
Real life
the
or
game
game?
It wasn't specific.
Yeah.
Oh, do you remember that one time that when we went sledding?
And you fucking and you frigging crashed, and your smoky, what do you call them? Smokies.
Huh?
Do you guys know what smokies
Jacket?
is?
Smokies?
What?
Smokies? You know what that is?
Smoke? Oh, no. I mean,
Oh.
from the way back.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I don't know. You go ahead. You know how to tell it. The one when I
Yeah, not in English.
drove into
I can try. Okay, don't spoil it. Okay, so as I have told already, me and Neme have known each other since we were like 2 years old. And where I used to live, by this farm, there was this huge hill, and at the bottom of it was a river. So if you went to the left while sledding or anywhere, you would end up on a huge field. If you went to the right, you would go straight into this river. So this river was extremely cold. The river was frozen, and me and Neme were sledding. And I told him, you have to pull the left lever on your sled, like bobsled, whatever, to go to the left. If you pull the right one, you will go to the right, which is what you do not want. So what happened was this idiot obviously went into the river. I ran down to him, and I look over the bank of the river, because like a meter or 2 meters, like until the bottom, from the edge. And I asked him, I told him, do not move, because he was in the bobsled, the weight was distributed. Do not move, do not stand up, or you will go through the fucking ice. So what this guy does, obviously, duh, and then he stands up and then crashes through the ice. And thankfully, it wasn't so deep that he would go under the ice, because I think it was pretty thick ice for a kid to break through from the bottom. And at this point, I turn around and I see at the bottom of the hill, at the top of the hill, my neighbor, I think 30-year-old guy, was without shoes, in his socks, running down the hill to us, because he saw what happened. He jumps into this water, he pulls this guy out, and then he carried him up this frozen hill in his wet socks, his wet pants. I think it was like -5 or something, like -10.
Jesus.
And then he carried him to the fireplace, and I'm like, I told you to put.
And then you kissed.
No, he was too cold for that.
Oh, Swart, please.
I was like, pull the left lever.
That's
suppose
pretty
that,
crazy. Near
it's
death
story.
experience.
He lost some brain cells there.
And the rest, as we know, is history.
Some they're still frozen at the bottom of that river.
Motherfuckers. Shit, am I allowed to say that? Shit.
Don't curse, you fuck.
By the way, I wanted to ask you guys, do you guys play live, or do you just play together, like offline?
Both, I guess.
We like to play with each other.
Yeah, on live on stream.
Yes, so we didn't actually stream like for a long time now, but usually we just do it offline, because when we need to speak English, I think our funny
stuff, our funny side goes down.
Yeah, because
funny,
there's so many internal jokes and such that it's not that fun anymore for us. And I mean, we still manage to do some crazy shit, but it's not as fun for us, I don't think. So try to do it offline, but both, I guess.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it's difficult when you're not streaming in your own language, and especially if you have a ton of inside jokes that you can't really share with the audience.
The thing is, some parts of our language can be translated.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to translate.
Enough to be funny. Like we really tried, but
so even calling ourselves apes it sounds really cringy in English, but it's actually a lot more funnier in Slovenian because it's.
Well, it's not actually Slovenian; it's actually
don't tell them
Croatian.
that.
But okay.
But yeah, it's a weird translation thingy. It happens.
Yeah, it's tough.
How is it for you two though? Because you guys are Swedish, right? So how does it work then?
I mean, Swedish and English are from like the same brand of language, or whatever you would call it, from the same language tree. So it kind of works, but it's, at the same time, there are some Swedish words that sound so much funnier in Swedish than in English. But we usually stream and record in English because we just want to minimize the editing, I guess. Not making subtitles and stuff.
Tababi Soxer and set of videos I shows
Krattadu.
smile GLHF
Förlorade.
smile.
What?
Oh, there was a little tip there.
What? I'm guessing that's Swedish.
That's like general in I don't know.
Insult?
Don't go there. No, it means you laugh, you lose. You know, like
Yeah, you laugh, you
PewDiePie.
lose. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and we have like doing short like segments where we talk Swedish, and we can't talk Swedish like normally when we do it because it sounds so silly. When we play like off stream or off recording, we like talk normally and stuff. But when there's audience, we can't speak Swedish without like being like laughing our asses off because it's so like different from English.
But Swedish is such a silly language when you listen to it.
Yeah.
Would you like to pancake?
Yeah, people describe it as like Santel's little helper.
So do you guys play together off the streams as well sometimes?
We played today.
Yeah, we did actually. By accident, though, of course.
For 1 hour.
All right, nice one.
Yeah, but I mean, if we
2011.
if we can play together, obviously we will. But I mean, again, with time, I mean, if I'm available to play, Swatch usually isn't, and the other way around.
Yeah, tough life. All right, I think we take a couple more questions from the chat, and then we can probably get to the final part of the stream where we let you guys in on a little secret on what you can expect on our channels and what's going to happen with us next. So let me see. Last questions. Okay, would you like to visit Moscow tank museums?
Which one?
As they said, there are 3 of them there. I mean, hell yeah, all of them. I mean, Kubinka for sure. I've never been, but I did hear some amazing stuff about it. So yeah,
I would never deny a visit to look at tanks. So
isn't that where the mouse is?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, just give me money and I'll be going.
I was there with Wargaming 2 years ago.
And it was
quite cold. -30, I think it was.
Oh Christ.
Yeah, and it was windy as hell, but there was the mouse, so that's kind of kept us warm.
Oh God.
And
Thick
some
boy.
guys actually got the opportunity to shoot real guns there. The funny part is, before we were leaving the Kubinka Museum, they were like, "Who needs to go to the toilet?" And then some people were like, me. And then we were waiting in the bus, and they come back like 15 minutes later, and they're like, "Oh, we were just shooting real life guns in the back." Are you fine? I was like, "Are you kidding me? I have to go to the toilet as well." They already packed up, so no guns.
Damn, that's cheeky though.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say I didn't mention that, but do you guys go to a shooting range sometimes to shoot some real guns too?
I've never been. I want to though.
Yeah, I had some plans to do it, but constantly get some, what do you call it, moved.
Yeah, that's a shame. I mean, we do it
Schedule.
sometimes with the missus. We both like it. We did try it out together the first time, I think, and we went in a couple more scenes. I mean, sometimes you can buy some cheap discount tickets to try out like 5-6 guns in a shooting range. I mean, it's a hell of a lot of fun. You try a shotgun, Dragunov, Kalashnikov, lot of cool stuff. So yeah, not just in video games. I mean, unless it's the targets don't shoot back, so it's a whole lot more fun that way.
Yeah.
Okie doke. By the way, did you guys drive a real tank yet?
No.
Or
No.
traveled in one?
No, senor.
Do you guys have that possibility as well in your countries?
I'm gonna
'Cause
buy
the-
one though.
Because there are a couple of places here in Hungary that you can do that. I mean, they even let you drive it.
Oh wow.
Nice.
I have driven in
How
an
much is it
APC, but that's it.
Not sure about that. There
Yeah,
is
that's
like
not bad.
one tank museum in Sweden. But I'm not sure if they let you actually drive the tanks.
Well,
Even-
they did let you do that when Jingles was there, but that was probably just a one-time thing, I guess.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
probably.
if you bring a gun, they might let you drive it.
God.
But you have to be quick before they get their guns.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep
Disclaimer:
that in
do
mind
not
next
do
time.
that, kids.
Don't do guns, kids.
No.
Guns, not even once.
Unless you have the biggest one, I guess.
And the
Unless
gold
you have a
demo.
bazooka.
I'm a good role model.
You should.
Yes.
Hey, here is one. You should have gone to the Netherlands. You could drive a Tiger 2 back in May for 100 euros. I mean, I would probably pay 100 euros to
So for
drive.
the
Drive
price of
Tiger
a Panzer 2J, you can drive a Tiger 2.
Exactly. What an upgrade is that?
Oh yay!
Fantastic.
I probably prefer the Panzer 2J if
I
it's.
mean, if you had gone to the Germany in 1942, then you could drive a Tiger 2 as well.
Oh,
Well, depends on your hair, I guess, and eyes, but
Oh boy, oh boy. Okie doke. So guys, I think let's start with the what's going to happen part of the podcast. So Neme, why don't you let the viewers know what they can expect on the channel this for the rest of the year? Anything exciting in the plans?
Hopefully a video, that's all I can say.
Careful with the promises, man. Yeah, it's
Nice,
tough.
dude.
Oh god, I think I'm gonna need some more orange juice. Edvard, hämta lite juice till mig. Sprit.
So for the is the end of the year crazy for you guys as well, work-wise?
A bit. Define,
For us-
define crazy.
Well, we don't really have like super much plan, but I guess you can expect another day in Wolf Tanks by the end of this month. Presumably,
Yay.
presumably like a Halloween special thingamajig. And at the end of the year, we usually do some kind of New Year's Eve special video.
Oh god, it's almost 2019 already, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
crazy.
that's true.
Oh god.
we're getting old.
My memes are getting old.
Mm.
I mean,
all
that's a
getting
bit
old.
fast.
They are timeless.
Old, not obsolete.
So do you guys continue the streams as well?
We stream every Monday, and we will keep doing that until we, I don't know.
Ran out of
The
oranges.
audience can probably expect some Fortnite live streams in the future. That was a joke, by
Yes.
the way.
No,
Damn
was
it, I wanted to
totally
watch.
serious.
Oh god,
watch it.
Fortnite. No, you wouldn't. You
Yeah, I
really
would.
wouldn't. Okay.
I dare you. I dare you.
Ow.
Well, first of all, we would get wrecked by everything and everyone. Second of all, no.
No. All right. That was a good second one.
I have to admit, I did try it out. My son is absolutely in love with Fortnite, but I can't play that game for the love of me. That's the only game.
It's so cringy.
Yeah, the only game I just can't shoot in. I mean, for some reason, it's just not working out.
Even my little brother despises Fortnite, and he's 14.
Wow.
So,
It's funny.
I don't know.
I went to the public pool like a few days back, and there was like a row of kids doing the Fortnite dances thing. I was like, time to drop it.
Yeah,
And there were like
Bring
10
up the
kids.
holy water.
I was like, maybe I can up the temperature in that jacuzzi.
Yeah,
So
my
how
little
old
brother
did
is
you
doing
feel at
Fortnite
that point?
coins as well.
How did I
Oh.
feel?
Yeah, how old did you feel at that point?
Well, it got, that feeling when it's cringy and awkward and bad at the same time. You just want to get a lawnmower to cut your hair, because why not? It got to be really bad. Like, even in Slovenia, this I mean, it's a small country, you would not expect, but this is freaking everywhere. This Fortnite dance and what do you call it? Advertisement. I constantly see it.
Yeah, super cringe. I mean, the videos, there are whole YouTube videos now really popular with
Yeah,
nothing
'cause
but
it's
people
mostly
doing
kids.
Fortnite dances. It just boggles the mind.
That's crazy.
Do content for kids. You'll get money.
Do you guys know the story of Gamescom and Fortnite and what happened?
No? No?
Oh well, when they
What's
they
that?
threw like a poop bag. Is that what you're talking about?
So, Fortnite was right next to the World of Tanks booth, and what happened was they had like a
Wasn't it
Between-
PUBG?
What?
Wasn't it the PUBG booth?
No,
no.
I think
Okay.
I
Well,
think people
PUBG
were
was,
suspecting the PUBGs for doing it, but
Oh, right. That's
So
how it...
basically, they had like a 5 to 8 hour waiting time just to play 15 minutes of the game, and then you get a goodie bag of like with a shirt or whatever. And people waited 8 hours for it, right? And
Jesus.
this line went all around the booth, and this was like 50 times 50 meters wide or more. So it was along a lot of people, and it was like 3-4 people wide, the line. So what happened was someone didn't want to go to the bathroom to leave their spot. So what they did was they pooped in a bag and they dropped it. I don't know how no one noticed and no one wanted to notice, but people stepped on this bag because apparently it was like a paper bag.
Oh
And
my
this poop
god.
got everywhere. It got everywhere around the booth. And then some kid vomited because it smelled so bad.
of course.
Thankfully, I was on the other side at that time of the Gamescom area. But when I got back, I could actually still smell it after they cleaned it. So it got really bad.
So instead of a goodie bag, they got a poopy bag.
Got a poopy bag.
Yeah, but I heard from
Shit.
different other YouTube sources that it was they were just trying to sabotage for them. It wasn't someone who actually went to the toilet, because in that case someone would have noticed. They were actually
Well,
suspecting that
That's
someone put it
speculation,
there.
at least.
Yeah, of course. But
Why
as one
would
only was saying,
someone-
like someone would at least notice if someone was taking
Yeah,
a dump.
it's really weird to imagine. Like no one noticed, no one says something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I
there's
mean,
some
it's a
really weird
pretty
people.
pretty terrible
There's a lot of
story one way or
Weird
the other.
people in Germany, though.
What?
There's a lot of weird people in Germany. You have a lot of weird people in Slovenia.
That's
too.
racist.
Just
That's also racist.
Racist.
imagine fucking Germany. How much bigger is it?
Don't fucking curse, bitch.
People are just weird in general.
Group people.
That's why I stay inside.
Exactly. Problem solved.
Caveman.
So one and only, what do you have? Do you have anything planned for the channel, or are you just trying to slash away at that next episode slowly but surely?
What do you mean plan for the channel, like future and such?
Yeah. Anything you want to do still this year? Anything specific in the plans?
Well, I guess just get this freaking episode 30 out and then decide if I even want to continue, but I will see. I'm gonna definitely post more, but we'll see how it will go. But for now, there's no plans other than finish this and then see what happens.
What the future holds.
Yes.
I think you should try a bit more with these like
Fortnite.
gameplay videos. Not Fortnite. These gameplay
Fortnite,
videos that you've been doing lately.
Yeah, I did hear Fortnite is popular.
I was. Oh, you mean
Yeah.
One and
only plays Fortnite.
I mean, you could. Probably would attract a lot of views.
Yeah, I'm gonna see because.
But the question is if it would attract the people you want.
It would be a shame if someone
I
already
want
took
to
his name in
attract hot
Fortnite, though.
ladies. What?
Hot ladies in your area.
Playing Fortnite.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
right.
Yes, those will definitely still pop up. But speaking of level of lols, like I said, I will try to tone down the editing and then see if I will still like it to be uploaded to my YouTube, and then, well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you who maybe didn't join, maybe did join halfway through, we were previously discussing how much time there is actually going into these videos, and especially the World of LoL series is so editing heavy that like 200, 250 hours easily go into an episode. So that's why it takes so incredibly long to put one together. That meets your high expectations as well. Joining into that, I actually wanted to mention this to everybody that the reason why we do all these ways where the way people can support us is because it really helps out a lot. I mean, YouTube is quite crap. Still
Like Patreon, you mean?
In terms of income. So yeah, that's why we do all these kinds of stuff like Patreon. We do the t-shirts sometimes. I mean, you have some cool pins which I want to talk about. So if you wanna see some more episodes, have a think about if you can maybe support your favorite creator one way or another. Because right now, even though you see maybe a couple 100,000 views on these videos, the fact is that it's not producing, it just takes so much time to get this done that you can't put in the volume that would be required to actually make a living of it. So some extra support, if it's possible, is definitely welcome for all of these guys out there. So I just wanted to spend a couple of minutes if you could just mention where people can support you if they feel inclined to support your work, to have more videos coming out. I mean, also Epic Guys, Edwin's Watch, you guys just had some pins made, right?
Oh god, yeah.
The famous cucumber pins. I mean, how epic is that?
Those cucumber pins. Can I link that in the chat? Or
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Will it be blocked by someone?
No. You should be able to post the link, I think.
Quickly, lols, block it. Quick.
Content creators. There we go.
Ban that shit. Ban AwesomeEpicGuys from chat.
Yeah, that's it. Done.
Well, we got banned from Circumflex's live stream last week.
What did you do? Come on.
I mean,
Nice.
we hosted
Nice
him,
meme.
Yeah, and he
And-
banned you.
and ever since then we haven't been able to write in his stream chat.
No,
Wow.
so when we enter his live stream, it says you are currently banned from this channel or whatever it says. However, we have spoken to some moderators and they claim we are not banned. There is a Twitch bug, but I think Circumflexes just
I
hates
think you
us.
actually have someone.
Probably.
I heard that if you mention Quickie Baby in his stream, you get insta banned or something.
What the fuck?
What?
If
Wait,
you
wait.
mention- If you're like, oh, Quickie Baby, and then they mods see you, you're banned. And the other way around, if you see someone talking about Circon or Fosh, Fosh, in Quickie Baby stream, you get also banned.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the funny thing is we haven't really spoken in chat like at all. So
No.
Yeah, so it was the hosting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing a lot of people just see it as that you try to advertise, which is kind of weird and also paranoid. But I mean, you can also understand the point of these bigger streamers because there are a lot of people who try to do that. from
But
time to time. So I think they're just probably going overboard with it.
Haven't we hosted Circum before, though?
Yeah, I think in total just 2, maybe 3 times. So
I guess
nothing
three
too
times
much.
the charm.
Yeah, maybe. No, I honestly don't think so. I have spoken to a lot of moderators, and they all claim that they don't know why we are banned, and they have manually unbanned us, but it still doesn't update on the Twitch page. And at the same day as that was happening, as I was talking to them, Twitch had a server crash. So it could actually be a Twitch bug. It could actually be.
Or
both
it
of
was
you.
you who crashed the server.
Yeah, obviously.
Or we're just scrubs and Circum hates us.
Yeah, probably.
So it's like if host equal ban.
He doesn't even have hosts enabled, so people don't see that anyways. He just gets a bunch of extra views all of a sudden. So I really don't see why anyone would bother.
Yeah, I mean, in this case, it really sounds like it might be a bug.
Yeah.
But on both of them,
them bugs.
doesn't sound like a good bug.
Yeah, exactly. So any other ways people can support you? Did you guys put the link in the chat?
Which the cucumber link?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. One and only, you gotta check it out.
Wait, what?
The cucumbers.
I gotta shake it up?
You the best use of the best use of them is to buy them and to put them inside actual cucumbers to store in the
I
fridge.
thought you were gonna say somewhere else.
No. Well,
You
you
gotta
could.
put up?
Well, they can withstand like what do you call them?
Penetration?
Do you call it penetration liquid?
What?
Penetration.
No.
It's called lube.
Yeah, lube. Yes, lube is the word I'm
Penetration
looking for.
liquid. Oh my god! I need to write it down.
Penetration liquid and lube.
Mom, get my notebook.
Hello, YouTube ban.
Penetration liquid.
Penetration.
Holy shit!
That's what they put on tank shells.
New mint.
Oh,
Premium
that's a new
shells.
consumable. Penetration liquid.
Penetration lube, yeah.
Who needs gold? You have penetration liquid.
Well, it would probably cost a lot of gold to use the penetration liquid.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
gotta remember this one, Swatch.
So
Penetration liquid.
apart from the penetration liquid, holy Jesus. Edwin Swatch, are there any other ways people can support you? Do you guys run a Patreon or some other form of support?
We do have a Patreon.
Yeah.
It's just Patreon/AwesomeEpicGuys, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With
awesome.
a lot of sweet perks.
Perks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see it
they-
on your Discord server. You have quite a few supporters already.
Yeah, we trying to what do you call it? We introduced that when we started the Discord server. Before that, like the only perks were like prior what do we call it? Replay
Replay.
priority?
Well,
Yeah, that's basically cheating the system.
well,
So you are basically blatantly pay to win.
Yes, exactly. It's pay to
Well,
win.
it's not paid to win. It's
well,
paid to show,
it's
right?
it's more like we will look at the replay, but it's not guaranteed that we will put the replay in the video. But we will look at the replay.
Yeah, so when it comes to the standard replay email, we get far too many than we could possibly go through. But if you are a patron of a certain level, we can at least promise you that we will look at your replay. It's kind of a weird perk, but it's been working pretty good so far. And it's extremely pay to win. It is.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's a wargaming game, so people are
and
expecting.
I guess you could subscribe to us on Twitch. That's a good way to support us.
Yeah, of course. But nobody's mentioning the obvious, like, actually watch everyone's content. And
Yeah,
to do it,
exactly.
No fat block.
and to do it at its full extent as well.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
turn
Start to
off
finish,
your ad
it's very
block
stylish.
and watch our
People
videos,
get-
please.
And
We're desperate.
And smash those ads that appear.
Plus, we need penetration liquid.
Yes, that sweet penetration liquid.
So how about you, Neme? How can people support you to get those wins and fails videos out?
And him alcohol quick.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Or
called
just,
orange juice.
buy Nutella. That
I
works
mean,
as well.
orange juice quick. He's flatlining.
I do have a Patreon, but it's not very active, I guess. Although that's because I don't upload much. I was kind of hesitant to do it anyway. So
Do you have any perks?
just I think I do. I mean, I know I do. It's just not, they're not anything special because I didn't have any ideas what to actually do about it. So yeah.
Yeah, it's and do you have? Did you think about doing some T-shirts maybe, or is it not something that you are interested in?
Yeah, I was thinking about doing merch, that kind of stuff, but not there yet. Not quite there yet. I need to draw the designs and that kind of stuff. So it's gonna take a while if I'm ever gonna do it.
Yeah, I think it's worth checking it out. I mean, it's some cool stuff, and I usually use Freelancer to get the designs in. I started to advertise it, so basically share the contest link to viewers as well, so everybody can chip in. I mean, if they bring the winning entry, I mean, I will pay for it.
Oh, okay.
So that's
the problem. Like you said, I'm guessing you upload daily, right, or weekly?
I'm doing 4 videos a week.
Yeah. So what I was like, I told people I'm going to do a contest, but then I realized, wait a minute, how am I going to advertise this contest? Because I didn't upload that much. I can't just put it in a WOT episode because it's going to be in there forever. So now it's been like 1 year since I said there's going to be a contest, and I'm still like, where should I advertise this? So I need some tips. Give me tips, guys.
I mean, you can. Do you have the? There was the communication comments. I don't know what it was called on YouTube that they did change.
The community tab.
Community tab.
It's actually pretty useful.
Yeah, it is. So basically, I think you should have it now. I think it should be open to everybody. So basically, you can make a post including a picture or a poll or just text that will be pushed out to all subscribers. So you don't have to make a video just to...
I know this was in the old YouTube, right?
No, it's still there. But the only downside to it is that it only shows on mobile devices.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The community
tab.
tab.
You can go manually onto a YouTube page and check their community feed, but it will never appear in the feed unless you're on a mobile device.
That's surprising. Although, I mean, I'm guessing I'm getting like half my views on mobile devices, so I shouldn't be so surprised. But for me, it's basically the best way to gather some feedback from the community. It's way better than all the actual social media combined. Way more rich.
Agreed.
Yeah, you should check your statistics. Yeah, that is true.
So if you want to do a contest, then that's probably a good way to do it. But talking about merch, you launched your own merch line, right?
Sorry?
You launched your own merchandise. I did see some T-shirts and some beach blankets, was it, I think?
Yeah, that was just for fun. I wanted one. But yeah, I launched it like in the last episode, and surprise, I did it before, like a limited edition thing, and it actually did insanely well. So I promise I'm gonna actually keep it online.
It's actually right now running on the page as well. It's just
wow.
watching
Actually,
on the actual.
Wow, it's
timing.
I should charge for that.
Merch store open.
Well, so yeah, that's what happened. And now it's open. And I'm guessing I said I'm gonna do like one new design every episode because those don't go out frequently, so it's a good opportunity, I guess. But we'll see. And then obviously, I guess I have Patreon, which is my main hoe in this case. But I actually didn't want to depend on Patreon much, so got some sponsored ads coming in. Didn't really want to do those as well, but such is life when you're backed into a corner and such. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, I know a lot of you out there are big fans of the World of LoL series. I would highly suggest to check out OneAndOnly's Patreon page because he's typically the type of content creator that he makes really popular videos, but he can only put out so few. So the video views alone just won't make it a financial success that he can uphold. So if you want to support him to get a little bit more videos out, that's probably the best way to do it, to be honest, because animators and other creators that are really content focused, that can't put out like a video every week or every second or third day, are pretty much reliant on these outside sources, unfortunately. That's just the reality of it. I mean, other than me, I'm actually just to do some shameless plug for myself as well. I have some new t-shirt designs. I'm actually going pretty ham on the shirt designs. I have now 8 available on shirts, hoodies, mugs, beach blankets, you name it. I have now iPhone and Samsung phone cases as well with the designs, which is pretty cool. And I have 2 new Halloween tanking designs now available at a 10% discount for if you enter Zombie Tank on my Teespring page. And we are just doing a combined promotion with Harkonnen from the Daily Bounce blog, which I know a lot of you know as well. So right now there should be a post there, if not today, then probably tomorrow, that if you go to my store and buy anything until the end of the month, you will support us both. So it is your chance to help out a friend. Shameless plug over.
Damn, son.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. So this was a lot of fun. I wanted to ask you guys, a lot of people were actually talking about it in chat, especially at the beginning. Would you guys be interested in some a common training room event around the end of the year? Just for fun, hanging out with viewers?
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yes!
Don't get too excited, man.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yes, I would appreciate a common fun room in World of Tanks. That would be very much appreciated. Thank you.
Very delightful.
Yes, quite.
All right, well, we'll just... Sorry, go ahead.
Did someone say anything?
Nah, so we'll just check it out. I mean, I know people would love it, and I wanted to do something again for the end of the year, so we'll see who will be available. I mean, the end of the year is always busy, so no promises at this stage, but hopefully we can get something done. All right, guys. So I think that was it for this podcast. I hope you did enjoy it. I mean, I had a lot of fun. I mean, I did learn a couple of things about you guys that I didn't know. I mean, we are all pretty much content-based channels, so we are really not in the foreground, just lurking in the shadows, pulling the strings on the videos. So hopefully you did get to know us a little bit more, and well, I hope that everybody's favorite series will return soon to a crazy land that is YouTube these days. So thank you very much for joining. Thank you for the guest, one and only Nemetepst, Jesus Christ, Twatch and Edwin from the Awesome Epic Guys. Thank you very much for joining tonight. Thanks for your time. And of course, thank you for everybody out there who decided to come here and check us out. Maybe sit here for almost 2 hours. So mad respect for that.
It was nice being here.
It's been delightful to say the least.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time, guys. And thanks a lot for everybody. Take care and see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye, boys.